Well, the moon may not be blue this evening. Instead, it will be pink. Yeah, it's getting in the Easter spirit. This version of a full moon goes by several traditional names. The term pink moon honors its spring arrival.
It's also known as the fish moon because, as coastal tribes note, it appears at the same time that the fish swim upstream to spawn. And it's called a Passover moon as well because of its appearance coinciding with the Jewish holiday.
NASA says the Hubble telescope has spotted the largest comet ever. Its nucleus is 80 miles across, making it bigger than Rhode Island, and its mass is 100,000 times greater than a typical comet. But don't worry, it is not heading here. It's never going to get closer than 1 billion miles from the sun, which is about the distance to Saturn. And I know the people at NASA are very smart. Just double and triple check the math for me.
I mean,
just quick.
I've seen this movie. I don't like how it ends. So,
you know what, Wednesday. Though? Rhode Island's wicked small. Rhode Island's super duper small.
Right.
4 everyday civilians are in space right now after launching on a SpaceX rocket last week. It's a short 10-day mission, but the crew has been quite busy since docking at the International Space Station on Saturday.
And some of their research is actually pretty intriguing. They've been doing quite a bit of medical research, looking at how space affects brain activity and possibly increases the risk for cancer. They also talked with students here on Earth to get them excited about the future of space. My personal favorite is called holoportation, which is basically using augmented reality goggles to see a 3D figure, what you're seeing here, like a hologram of someone on the ground talking back to them in real time. It was a two-way conversation where the person on the ground is testing out the same technology. This will eventually be used for longer duration missions to talk to friends and family or even a physician. This was the first test of the two-way holoportation. NASA has only tested it one way up until this point.
This happened on Sunday. A solar flare interfered with short-wave radio communication and caused a blackout in Southeast Asia and parts of Australia. Now, scientists say this incident will not be the last. In fact, they are predicting more solar flares in the days ahead.
The sun erupted into a solar flare. The flare, which contains radiation, got hurled towards planet Earth. Once there, it interfered with shortwave radio communication and caused a radio blackout in these areas. Scientists now say this blackout wasn't the last. They say many more are about to follow.
Stargazers were treated to a 1 in 1,000 year event last night as 4 planets lit up the sky: Mars, Venus, Jupiter and Saturn. All visible to the naked eye. Appearing like bright stars in the formation, they do, to the naked eye. So that's the first time that that's been seen, apparently, since 947 AD. Phenomenon is known as planetary parade and is expected to continue through to May, but in different configurations.
Scientists say the black hole, dubbed GNZ7Q, went unnoticed in one of the most highly studied areas of the sky. Astronomers found it using data from the Hubble Space Telescope. I found it particularly interesting that as scientists have been searching for this for years, it was actually found in an area that was so well studied. How did it go unnoticed all this time?
Well, we have some incredible images of the deep universe with the Hubble Space Telescope, things like the ultra deep field and things called the Goods field. These are fields of galaxies. Some of these galaxies are shining to us from very far away, which means we're looking at them as they were very long in the past. It's taken a long time for the light to get to us. one of these little red dots that was kind of overlooked before in one of these galaxy fields turns out to be emission from a very distant galaxy shining from just within 750 million years from the beginning of the universe, from the Big Bang. That's a long time ago. And the emission from this red dot seems to be something intermediate from what we would expect from the earliest galaxies where stars are rapidly forming, and a little bit later on when a lot of material starts to aggregate in the cores of these galaxies and become what we call supermassive black holes.
While scientists are looking at broadcasting Earth's location to aliens, a NASA-led team has prepared a new message known as the Beacon in the Galaxy, which scientists want to beam near the centre of the Milky Way.
So the idea is if you beam this message towards the centre of our galaxy, hopefully in the very distant future, a civilization may be searching and pick it up and say, hey, there was, or at least in sometime in the past, there was intelligent life on this planet, that being Earth. So we're going to go towards the center where there's a lot more stars, and by a lot more stars, we know a lot more planetary systems, and so there are a lot more potentially habitable planets towards it.
I even was reading that some scientists are warning against sending Earth's location out there in the galaxy because we risk sending our location. Do you agree with that?
Look, and it's fair because, right, it's kind of like saying, going to a stranger, posting on social media, here's my address, here are my weaknesses, how do you get in? Yeah, it does question some of that.